And we're back with Mrs. Agamata, Director of the Public Assistance Office of the Civil Service Commission. Ma'am, are you still with us? Sorry, we experienced a couple of technical glitches, but can we just briefly summarize again our first question for the viewers who may have missed some of your speech earlier? Why was the red tape test conducted, and was it conducted for all government agencies which deliver frontline services? Were there exemptions?
All right, the report card survey was conducted by the Civil Service Commission across the country, and there were 599 agencies that underwent the tests for the entire year 2012. The reason for which is compliance with the Anti-Red Tape Act of 2007, which took effect in September 2008 because the IRR was released in 2008. Now, there were quite a number of agencies that I would say made it to the excellent mark. 50 is a good number, while 100...
Which ones are they, sorry?
And I have a list here. We have the Bureau of Internal Revenue, the Department of Health, the DTI, or Department of Trade and Industry, the Land Transportation Office, the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, and then there are those who got acceptable rating, good rating, and 150 failed the report card survey conducted by the Civil Service Commission.
Can we know which agencies did not pass the test?
Well, I have a list here. I can name them. We have the National Bureau of Investigation, some offices of PHIC, SSS, DTI, among others. It may be noted that 24 agencies were subjected to the test. These are the generic agencies. 599 because this involved the service offices. So you would see that offices are rated in the 4 categories.
Ma'am, could you explain what the categories are and what is the basis for the scores given to each agency?
Okay, so the categories are excellent rating, good rating, acceptable rating, and failed rating. And yes.
How are the scores, addressed? How are they assessed?
Okay, auditors were sent to the frontline services, and they went there. Say if there are 3 frontline services, 5 auditors would be there in the morning and 5 in the afternoon, and that is done in 3 consecutive days. So that would be a total of say 30 audits conducted by auditors in agencies with heavy frontline services. And then the report is evaluated by through an instrument developed by the Civil Service Commission in coordination with NSCB under NEDA. And these are collated and assessed, and then a rating or a report card survey is served to the agency. The ARTA requires the Civil Service Commission to publish the results on a yearly basis of these RCS as prescribed by the Anti-Red Tape Act of 2007 or RA 9485.
Ma'am, the noon break policy, is it being observed religiously?
Well, we can say that the non-noon break policy is being observed by quite a number of agencies in the government. This is because of the massive information drive done by the Civil Service Commission. We do release posters, we have a radio program, we conduct orientation programs, and of course, we penalize supervisors and frontliners who violate noon break policy. At this point, I would like to say that the Civil Service Commission is really bent on eradicating fixers, because fixing activity is also prohibited under RA 9485. In fact, the chairman of the Civil Service Commission, Francisco T. Duque III, released a statement that 7 cases of fixing activities are to be decided on by the Civil Service Commission. And very soon, the Civil Service Commission will release the names of the fixers that will be charged by the CSC.
Ma'am, a public assistance desk. This is important in entertaining requests of our citizens. How effective and friendly are the people which man these desks?
Okay, allow me to use three terms: magalang, mabilis, epektibong serbisyo. No? So those are the requirements for a frontliner to pass the test. Because the quality of the service provider is tested under ARTA, under the report card survey. So, and employees, frontliners are requested or are required to wear big IDs which show their photographs, their name, and their position. And there should be no hiding of the IDs, otherwise they may be reported to the Civil Service Commission and they may face sanctions.
What kind of sanctions, ma'am?
Well, sanctions like violation of reasonable office policies or neglect of duty if they are not able to comply.
Okay. Ma'am, what is the Citizens Charter? Is this a must for every government agency to post? How will it improve services to our people?
All right. A Citizens Charter is a requirement of RA 9485. It is required to be posted. It should be huge enough for the client or the transacting public to see. The Citizens Charter contains the services given by that frontline agency, the turnaround time, the fees required, if possible, the name of the frontliner, and contact numbers, cell phone numbers. I'm happy to announce that the Civil Service Commission does have a very effective Citizens Charter because it even contains the hotline numbers, and the cell phone numbers of the top officials.
Okay, ma'am, thank you very much for being with us. Ms. Maria Luisa Salonga Gamata, Director of the Public Assistance and Information Office of the Civil Service Commission.